So working on a Thunderbird here. One of the things that you find about old cars, and probably anything that's made 70s, 80s, is that the door hinges start to wear out. And people have trouble when they try to shut the door and it doesn't always want to shut well, and you end up slamming it, pushing it with your knee and all that stuff. And so what you end up doing is putting a latch in here, and then you put the part in the door, and then you try to get it to adjust, and it doesn't ever hit this striker clearly and still shut right. So you can see this door is off of this car, so you can see that we've removed the hinges. Now, hinge kits are available on a lot of cars at parts stores, and all you do is just drive out the hinge pin, put some new bushings in there, and fix it. But in this case, this hinge doesn't have that. What happens on these doors when you open them, you can tell this. Now, if you're working on your car, open the door and watch to see if the door drops the minute you open it. If it does, that means your hinges are worn out, and you're going to have to do something to fix that. It seems like a daunting task, but really, I think a lot of you guys that are handy could do this at home with the other drill press. I did a lot of this on the bill, but let me show you what I did. This is the hinge that I have fixed already out of that Thunderbird, and basically, I remachined the inside of this piece after driving out the old pin and made a new pin, which I'll cut off, and put a head on that pin, and then mounted it to this bracket. And that takes all this play out of it and tightens it up. With this particular one, this is the next one I'm working on. I've got it apart. You can see that the hinge pin has already been fitted, and it's very tight. And the next thing I need to do, this washer fell off, but this is a reinforcement washer right here where the pin goes through, and we need to remachine these because you can see that the pin won't go in there. So I'm going to take a reamer and enlarge this just to the correct size of this pin and roll it in there. So now let's go over to the mill. I'll show you a couple things that I did that might be helpful to you. So I had the mill set up right here with a reamer, but you could buy these reamers online at Amazon or any of the tool places, and you can get one when you change. You can look at the size of it and then change that over to a fraction, or call a place like McMaster & Carr, and you can actually buy this pin already machined to fit this hole that was made by this reamer. Now, why do you want to use a reamer? Well, it's more accurate than a drill bit. If you drill this with a drill bit, you won't find anything that's really accurate. So a reamer is the right way to do that. Now, in the mill, what I did was I clamped this part right here, and I did a few things here to make sure it fit right, but I clamped it in like that, and then I used this block here to make sure that it was straight. It's kind of hard to figure out whether you got it straight. So I looked in there, made sure that was correct and it was straight. And then the next thing, which takes a little bit of time to do, but you need to adjust your drill press or your vise on your drill press so that this actually drops into the hole. And so on my mill, I just kind of eyeballed it and kept moving it so that I could see with the flashlight that it was actually centered up over that hole, even though it wouldn't go in there. Then I just took a pass with this and enlarged this. Then it turns out the pin didn't exactly fit right. So I went over here to the hone and gave it only a couple of turns on this hone. This hone's a little dangerous, so you have to know what you're doing. Now, you don't probably have one of these at home, but you can buy, like at Zorro, you can buy a stone hone that you can put on your drill and run it through here a few times. Just be very careful so that you get a really nice fit on this, because the weight of that door really puts a lot of pressure on this spot here where that's hinged. So the next thing that we're going to do now is fit the bracket that goes over this so that the pin will fit through this hole. You can see that the pin's too big at this point. So I'll put that back in here and use this to enlarge this hole and reconfigure it so it's round, because it's obviously a little bit oblong with the wear that's been on it. One of the other things that I'm going to have to do that I didn't have to do on the other one is this washer that serves, you can see it has a little bit of thickness here. It came off. So I marked it. See how I marked it right there? So I know how to get it back on there in the exact spot. And the reason you want to do that is because you want this hole to line up. Once that's all done, then I'll put it back in there, and I'll take my TIG welder and just TIG this pin just slightly. These were girdled on the original pins to kind of give them a good press fit. I'm just going to put a tack on there so this doesn't come back out. Now, you can do this all at home. All you need really is a drill press. It's not that hard. You just want to be sure that you're straight going up and down through everything. You don't want to get something crooked in here so that the hinge doesn't set up right. I tried it on a drill press before years ago. Didn't really know what I was doing. I got a little bit better, a little bit smarter over the years, so I figured out how to do it. and it makes a big difference on the way these doors are going to open and close. I hope that's helpful. You can use this on a lot of the vehicles that come out without hitch kit to make them shut better. You can do it from home and save yourself a lot of money. I'm Barry Wilson, Wilson Auto Repair, wilsonauto.com, and subscribe to my YouTube channel.